That just exploded.
We just saw another plane coming in from the side.
You did. That was out of absolutely.
Yes, and that's the second explosion. You could see the plane come in just from the right-hand side of the screen. So this looks like it is some sort of a concerted.
The September 11th attacks were a series of 4 suicide attacks that were committed in the United States on September 11, 2001, coordinated to strike the areas of New York City and Washington, D.C. On that Tuesday morning, 19 terrorists from the Islamic militant group Al-Qaeda hijacked 4 passenger jets. The hijackers intentionally piloted 2 of those planes, American Airlines Flight 11 and United Airlines Flight 175, into the north and south towers of the World Trade Center complex in New York City. Both towers collapsed within 2 hours. The hijackers intentionally crashed American Airlines Flight 77 into the Pentagon in Arlington, Virginia, and intended to pilot the 4th hijacked jet, United Airlines Flight 93, into the United States Capitol building in Washington, D.C. However, the plane crashed into a field near Shanksville, Pennsylvania, after its passengers attempted to take control of the jet from the hijackers. Nearly 3,000 people died in the attacks, including the 246 civilians and 19 hijackers aboard the 4 planes.
I feel that 9/11 made the country scared, and we did things like pass the Patriot Act, where we started to probe into what's going on in our lives. It also made us realize that possibly we could be attacked.
I think the morning that it happened, I remember so clear that whole morning and the emotions that we all went through, and not knowing. We didn't have internet access in the schools. We couldn't get a lot of information. It was hard to know what was happening. It felt like a wave was coming towards us and just so much unknown. And then in the days that followed, it was such a good reminder for everybody to take a step back and remember that we're all on the same team. We're part of the same family.
I believe that it helped us become more united as a nation. It helped us see past some of our differences and put things in perspective and grow united.
And the first plane had run into the first World Trade Center. And then I was waking up and I was like, what's going on here? And then the second plane hit. And I literally felt my heart drop into my stomach.
So I think the initial reaction was just taken aback. I think we get to feeling that we're invulnerable, and that, you know, when you're the biggest dog on the block, that nobody's ever going to mess with you, and you forget how really vulnerable we all are.
For those people who were on the rescue teams and stuff and perished, you know, saving lives, I mean, that's definitely a definition of a true hero. And you know, certainly thankful that there are men and women out there that is part of their job, and they're willing to sacrifice their lives to save a large majority. So definitely thank you to them.
I'd just like to say that you know, our hearts and prayers are with all those that were affected by that tragedy, and that we stand behind them as Americans, and we'll always look forward together to uniting in those causes of freedom and liberty.